good. I don't really do videos to give my opinion on shit no more. Lately, I've been watching this show called Paternity Show. I like the Maury Show. That's one of my favorite shows. But the Paternity Show is interesting. They got all type of shit going on in there. But the one thing that I saw that was crazy is I saw all of these grown men when they got the opportunity to talk and express themselves about how they grew up without a father. It tore them up and they cried. All nationalities. It still bothered them growing up without a father. I actually could relate to that. I went through that. But one thing I know is just growing up as a kid without a father, like most kids that grow up without a father, is that nobody don't explain the birds and the bees to you. And I'm noticing now a lot of women is getting offended that somebody's attracted to them. How could I not be? That's something that's nature. It's kind of weird. If you offended that somebody of the opposite sexes or somebody is attracted to you, you're bugging. Yeah. Now, if somebody do something to you, you know, that's something different. Obviously, you have a reason to be upset. But I don't have any children, and my life isn't the pinnacle of fucking greatness. So I would say maybe some of the guys who are respected and who are looked up as father figures, maybe y'all need to explain the birds and the bees to some of these people that's gonna grow up out here without kids, or grow up out here without a father. Cause that shit was deep when I seen it on it. I'm talking, I seen guys of all nationalities when they had to talk about growing up without a father. That shit was just, even the women too. Some people that grew up in this motherfucker without a father. People that grew up with their pops, so they had a strong family. They can't relate. You know, they got other bullshit or issues. Everybody got issues, you know. And I like women with kids, but when people see me, I was an actual kid of a woman. I put it to you like that. And I watched my mama bring these arrogant dudes in here and even marry one, come on in your house and take over your house. And now you have to, your whole life is altered and it's different. And I would date a woman with kids, but I would really just want to date the woman, you know, and because to involve somebody with your kids is pretty deep. Cause and another thing too, even from watching this shit and even my experiences with dealing with women that had kids, y'all done went through some shit with the baby fathers, some traumatic shit, all types of fucked up, disgusting shit, and then here, how come Mr. Nice Guy have to deal with you and bam, you know? So, not saying that all women had baby, but the main thing I see is I'm on a couple of the dating websites. It's a lot of women with kids, and then nobody didn't marry them. They just put a baby in them. And it's not a reflection on that's who the woman is, but that is a reflection on the woman's choices. So you see the same women on there talking about what a real man is, and a real man is a provider and all this other shit. It's like, yo, that's kind of bugged out. And then you really go deeper and see these is people that's talking all that bullshit, and they grew up without a father. They ain't even have a father in their life. They had a father, their father didn't even claim them. They had to have that fucked up feeling that a lot of people who had to grow up without a father got that shit. It's just something that you would have to live through to relate. Almost like somebody that's missing a limb. No, nobody can feel that person pain that's missing a limb unless it's somebody else that's missing a limb. But if you're somebody who's one of these role model kind of guys, a lot of the people out here, it's gonna be a lot of people on this planet. They're gonna grow up without a father, and they might not be lucky enough to have a good support system. You know, everybody needs a father, but it's people that grew up with a father that had other good male role models and other good people in their family that was like, I got you no matter what. From the moment they looked at you. And you didn't even realize that. Now I'm telling you, when you was little and you took your first steps or whatever, and they looked at you and said, hey, I got you. I'm with you. You know? So, but deeper than that, somebody that's a respected person, it's a lot of people out here that didn't have a father or didn't have somebody explain the birds and the bees to them. And the whole analogy of the birds and the bees is for a reason, because all of these things breed in seasons, and they're gonna breed, and it's gonna keep going on, and the opposites attract, and the male and female relationship is something it's some natural shit. You know, it ties into the birds and the bees. So the woman see somebody attracted to them, it's like, what am I supposed to be? Not attracted to you? I'm supposed to be a fan of yours? The fuck, what are you talking about? I don't even understand the level of weird shit now is crazy. You be having people that be doing all types of sexual perverted shit on the internet, and they are on some they get offended if you like them. How? How am I not supposed to like you? I don't get it. You know, the era we live in now, so. But I'm just toning it on now. I'm just talking shit. But that paternity show shit is good money. I like that show. I like Maury too, and I like Martin and Black Lightning and a couple of other shows. But that shit really was something that hit me there when I watched all of these people. And I think if people explain the birds and the bees to them, to these kids or these younger people, really explain to them how it go, people might be a lot more selective of who they make a baby with. Cause I be watching this shit and people just be fucking, but they not selective when they're a baby because nobody didn't explain nothing to them. Then you be seeing these women that all of a sudden now, it be all of these guys show up and they don't know which one's the father, but then you be having the ones, they be standing there and they know. Boom. Confident like I know. Like somebody explained that shit to her ass. Yeah. She didn't go fucking around and all that other shit. She knew what time it is. If you look at the birds and the bees, I like to use eagles. An eagle will get with a mate and stay with that mate for the rest of their life. If one that mate die, they'll meet a new mate and do the same shit over again. And they'll breed every year and have egg and then they make a nest and a home and next to where the fresh water and the sea. Like that motherfuckers are small, but they got their own little how can you say, their natural state is still in effect. People are so unnatural now. They don't fucking look at me and be like, I don't know what you thinking about. Y'all so unnatural and so weird now. I don't know none of y'all. You know, I don't have no connection with people like that except for my folks I take care of. But this my little broadcast. Especially if you're an older guy or uncle or even if you're a fucking cousin and you know you got some young person in your family and they don't got no father, please explain the birds and the bees to them. However you want to call it. But explain that shit to them because I could speak as one of them people who lived on this planet without a father and grew up without a father. And I could also speak as one of those kids of a woman, and I didn't have a father and had to watch other guys show up or relationships that now I have to have a relationship with this person because my mama chose to have a relationship with them. So, and and if you the fucked up thing is, like I said, I'm on these websites, these dating websites now, and I see the all of these nice looking beautiful women. I mean, hot, like damn, and they got a baby, and like they done went through all types of shit. Nigga done put them through hell, all types of crazy shit, denied the baby, whatever the fuck. You don't know what's going on. Get them STD, nothing. They got a whole nother situation and a backstory before you even showed up. And not saying that it won't be able to work with somebody like that, but just saying that's what it is. It's pretty fucking deep. But I mean, I see some nice looking women like damn, and all the motherfucker did was put a baby in them. And it probably was some probably 2 or 3 minute sex shit, you know. And then don't get me wrong, I'm forming an analogy from the shit I just been watching. But if you some older guy and you see one of these kids out here and they don't got no fucking father, and you know they don't got no father, drop a jewel on them, especially if you know they gonna listen to you. And even same thing with the girls, you know. If you see it's a kid out there, a little child, and you in that neighborhood, you the older guy, and they like you, whatever, drop a jewel on them, man, because not that you want to get too graphic or none of the shit, but just a word of advice. Serious shit, man, especially when you see they ain't got no dad. You know? Alright, well, that's why I tuned in. Y'all wonder why I got my shades on. These is Gucci joints. I actually went to Neiman Marcus and bought these in Jersey. So when you see me wearing them, I'm out in the belt, boom, yeah, that's why I'll be wearing them. I pay for them. And then, other than that, I said, I'm out here trying to make new friends and whatever people that have lined up against me and consider themselves my enemy. That's only because I don't have the same resources and I don't have the same resources they got. So it's easy to pick a wall, pick on somebody that you got more than or smaller people than. And to see so many people supported this way. But it is what it is. It's not gonna stop me from being ambitious and still wanting to kick it. Or the crazy shit is, I invested so much money in trying to be successful and trying to be enterprising and prominent in the way that I thought the best way to do it. But I never spent any money on my parents and being in a relationship and courting a woman. I stopped doing all that shit. You know, I was in a long relationship. My last girlfriend to tell you, I'll pick her up in a minute. She'll see me and I'll pick her up in the car. She'll be like, where the fuck you got this car from? And we in City Island or we somewhere. I do that shit on, I was so spontaneous and so random. I'll do shit like that. You know? And I made sure I made the investment in it. That relationship went back and I stopped making the investment in it. So if you see me out here trying to make friends and trying to make an investment in that, ain't nobody else gonna do it. Yeah, you know. So one thing that I'm gonna leave on this note: if you don't like me, cool. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Cause one thing I learned, life gonna go on. You know, I would say something positive, but people just gonna hate either way. But back to the original point of this whole thing was, excuse me, I'm nice on some handy right now. If you an older person, and especially an older person that grew up without a father, and you see some young person out here growing up without a father, especially the boy, young girl, whatever you see them, you know they're gonna make all types of dumb stuff. They might not even listen to you even if you drop a jewel on them. But if you see them and you care about them, uh, the birds and the bees, I think they need to teach that in school. I'm serious. They need to really teach that. That need to be something that need to be like, hey, this is how the cycle of life works. This is how it is. You know, I'm not saying people ain't gonna have sex with each other, but people might be a little more cautious about busting it open. How they be busting it open?